Hi, I'm James Gangl, and welcome to my little kitchen. And today's big problem is the world is dying for authentic southern barbecued meats. And to make matters worse, this douchebag in Etobicoke is opening his barbecue restaurants in spite of all the COVID restrictions so that carnivores on the left are tempted by his meats. No, not on my watch. So today we're going to save the world, mostly Toronto, mostly me, by making beautiful, fall off the bone, baby barbecue back ribs. Here's the plan. Make these beautiful barbecue back ribs. Step 2, enjoy those back ribs as I come up with an incredible post to post to all this dude's followers. Step 3, those followers won't have to go to that restaurant and get COVID. They can make these ribs for themselves. So to start, we need to work with our ribs. Now this isn't really, truly, usually people are lying when they say it's easy. This is easy, okay? You start with your ribs. Here we have some pork ribs. And the way you get pork ribs to fall off the bone is two things. You gotta cook them for a long time on very low temperature. But step 1, wave your knife around. But for realsies, you gotta remove this meniscus here, okay? This is the thing that holds all the ribs together. Few things are more satisfying than eating baby back ribs. And one of those things is getting the meniscus off the baby back ribs, because then you're home free. Let me tell you, the rest of it is a walk in the proverbial, I don't know the word I'm looking for. You know where kids play? Look at that. See what I'm saying? Now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. Park. Cool. So we got most of that meniscus off. Next step, also very easy. You just need a rub. And truly, the only real rub you need is salt and pepper. And you really want to use on most meats more salt and pepper than you think you could possibly need, okay? Here I've already pre-mixed. You see that there? I've pre-mixed a little rub. So I'm going to divide that roughly in two. And then I'm just going to rub that into the skin. Don't be afraid to use your hands. A lot of people are afraid that if they use their hands will no longer be useful. But no, a wise person once said to me that if you don't use it, you lose it, which is also a lie. If you don't use your hands, if you use something else, you'll still keep your hands. But anyway, so here we've got it all rubbed up there, and because we're cooking it in an oven versus a smoker, we're gonna do 2 layers of foil on the bottom and 2 layers of foil on top. Okay, so here you can see I've got 2 layers of foil, shiny side out, because otherwise it sticks to the ribs. The less shiny side doesn't stick as much. I don't know the science on that, but I believe it to be true. And 2 layers on top. Now, what we want to do is form a super tight seal. Basically, we're going to cook this low and slow in the oven, and we want this pork to cook in its own juices, in its own steam. And you'll see when I take this thing out, this thing will look like a pillow, just full of steam, full of all that delicious juice and jus. So see what I'm doing here? I'm just keeping folding. I'm making this super tight. Make sure as you get close to the pork, you don't puncture that foil, because then it'll release all that steam. And you don't want that. Double foil wrapped. It is tight. Toss this in here. If it doesn't quite fit, that's fine. It'll pop up. You'll see. It'll be wonderful. I mean, I'd really love that to fit, just because it would look more impressive. But you know what? It's a little kitchen. Then we're going to throw this in the oven at 275 for 3 to 4 hours. So now you can just come up with a sweet post to take down the dude that's trying to give everyone in Toronto COVID.
Dear douchebag, I bet the ribs you're serving are as dry as the cough you're giving everyone. Make these at home instead. Yours truly, Little Kitchen.
Okay, our ribs have been in the oven for 3.5 hours, so it's time to take them out and check them out. So, let's pull them out here. Okay, and we'll pull this up to my little wooden board camera. Look at that, this lovely pillow of steam. And now, we're not quite done, okay? Because we want this barbecue sauce, to be crusted on our lovely little ribs. I should have mentioned this as it went into the oven too. You want your fat side up. Ooh, I can tell you this smells delicious. So get a look at that. See all that juice here? Look how tender that is. Ooh, that's tender. That's muy tender. That means very tender. And now we're gonna just throw some barbecue sauce on here. There you go, lovely, lovely, lovely. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna toss this back in the oven and put it on broil. And I want you to keep an eye on it, okay? Because it'll burn. But you want a little bit of burniness on there, okay? So we're gonna put this in the oven, we're gonna broil it, we're gonna get a nice crusty top, and then we're gonna flip it over and do the same thing, and then our ribs are done. What we have here is some fantastic ribs with a little caramelization of our barbecue sauce. And I'm gonna get this out of the pan and chop them up just to show you how fall off the bone this has become. Boom. And boom. There you go. That's how you do beautiful fall off the bone baby back ribs in your very own kitchen. So none of you have to go to this barbecue place and get COVID. Do it yourself. And you know what? I had some leftover scallions from the night before, and why don't I just toss those on top? Because that'll look nice, I think.
That's good. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum.